section 1.3, part 2. Now we're looking at homework problems. And the first one that we come up to is basically finding some inputs or outputs based upon function notation. So S of 0, go green here. So S of 0 means when x is 0, what is the value? 0, it's right there, right? Right, 1/5. Okay, well, don't fret too much because it's a fraction. 1/5. The increments on here are going by 0.2. So that is this one. When you go up, then that would be 0.2, 0.4, 0.6. Okay. And then S of -1 would be 0. It's right there, right? So there. That's where all these numbers are coming from. The x values that are there. All right. This is 0.2, and if you look at that, 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1. So the scale makes it a little bit easier for you. Okay, so that's how we do this one. Now, let me make sure I got all that. Yep. Now let's look at this and go S of 1/3. That gets a little bit crazy. 3/5, not so bad. And the other stuff. So estimate. I hate these estimate problems, but it is what it is. So we're going to try to get as close. Note that when you put in your answer and it doesn't say it's correct, then it's outside the tolerance. Just keep adjusting it. Maybe you're a little bit too low, go a little bit higher, and see if you're in there. So just kind of be mindful of that. S of 1/3, that's 0.3. So it's going to be right between here. Right? Well, I just drew it on the wrong thing, didn't I? There. Somewhere right in there. 0.2, 0.4, 0.3. Estimate. And if I go up, I'm at about, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. 0.8, let's just say 5. Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8. You know, I'm not sure that I wouldn't make this one 0.9. Okay, I think that's no, yeah, about 0.9. Yeah, that's what I'd make it. It's halfway in between there. So okay, so that's, you just do the best you can with that one for what value of Sx through -3/5. So that's really 0.6, -3/6. So that's here, right? So we're going to go down, and it's going to be -1. It'll be right there, right? So I drew it. Should have been over a little bit. My pen's not doing it perfectly there. It should be down this one, down that vertical, and still writing a little bit over. Alright, so let's talk about maximums and minimums. The maximum is what's the highest point, right? And that's a y value. Minimum is the lowest point of the graph. That's also a y value. But they may turn around and ask you what is the x values at those points as well. So just be mindful of that. Get blue. What is the maximum? The maximum is 1. You can see it right there. Comes across there. It comes across right here, right? And then let me erase this stuff down here. The minimum, these both have minimums that their values are -1. Okay. All right. So just kind of be aware of that. And then it says for what S value does it take? So let's kind of look at this. So that's 0.2, 0.4. Negative, I'm going to say that the x value is -1.5 right here. Okay, and then now this is for the max. Okay, so what x values? And then I'm going to say that's 0.2, 0.4, 0.5, 0.5. That's for the max. So when you write it out, and I can show you, it's negative 1.5 comma 5, right? It says value or values. And then what are the x values? I guess I could do it on this one. X values, so that's 0.2, 0.4, 0.6. So it's right between that, so it's negative 0.5, comma, and then this right here would be 0.2, 0.4, 0.6. So really, hold up, let me back up a little bit. That is, yeah, that's negative 0.5, comma, that's where that is, right? And then this one would be 1.5, because that'd be 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, and it's right there in the middle, right? You see that right there. Okay, so that should help you a little bit more. I'm gonna look at this one just because it's crazy. I done this last night in the help session, so I want to do it again. F of negative 3, so 1, 2, 3, and that's, see, it doesn't exist there, so it would be 2, right? It's right there. F of negative 2 would be, again, 2. You know, it's right here. Well, if I get that to do right, it's right there. Then F of 2, so it's 1, 2. Doesn't exist here, and it exists up here. So that'd be 1, right? It doesn't exist right there. And then, let me erase that. What is the, for what value of s is fs equal to negative 1? So you look at this, and here's negative 1. So all of these points, so let's think about this. The x values would be, for this one, it would be negative 6, comma, negative 4, close parentheses, comma, and then we'd pick up at bracket 0 to 2, parentheses, and then parentheses because that's an open dot, bracket because that's a closed dot. Okay, and if you got 2 intervals there, you got to put a comma between them because those are all the points. Now, is that it? Okay, maximums, and we'll talk about minimums. Again, maximum up here would be 2, right? 2, and then negative 1 would be a minimum, correct? So when you have to write the x values, so max y equals 2, and it would be between 1, 2, 3. That'd be negative 3 to negative 1, parentheses, comma. Now let's pick up this one right here. So 1, 2, 3. So that's bracket 3, comma, 5, parentheses. And let me highlight that. So I'm doing this one and this one. Okay, and that's for the max. And then the other one says, okay, min, right? So we'll switch to blue. So now we're picking up these, and let me highlight them a little bit easier, and I'm going to go to a different color. So we're telling because those are outputs that are negative 1, right? So we have to tell what the x values are. So that would be bracket negative 6 to negative 4, parentheses, comma, then bracket 0, comma, 2, parentheses. Okay, so that's the x values that would be, and that min would be y equals negative 1, right? Okay, so that concludes 1.3 part 2's video, and that went over some max and mins.